Good day, YouTubers. Thanks for joining me. I wanted to take a look today at Rapido's new FA-2 and FB-2 locomotives as made by both Alco and MLW. I won't do a full unboxing video as those kind of drive me a little bit crazy, but just because I know some of you love to see the packaging, this is the high quality box that Rapido is delivering us locomotives in, and multiple layers of foam and some plastic packaging within. And on the end of every box, a detail of what you're getting. So this being an Alco FB-2, the example I happen to have here was for the New Haven locomotive. And coincidentally, on the MLW built locomotives, it has MLW in place of Alco on the labeling. There are a ton of detailed differences on these locomotives. They've done a lot of prototypical research and made a lot of minor changes and added a lot of detail parts universally. I really like the FA-2s as a locomotive, and I collected a few out of Rapido's first release and a few out of their second release here. So I've amassed quite a fleet as a result. So this is the first time I've run some of these locomotives, so we're seeing how everything looks here all together. So what I have on the track here first is a New York Central FA-2 and FB-2. So again, first time running both of these locomotives, and yeah, I've just opened it up by a few notches here, and they seem to be running very nicely, very consistently. You can see the headlight running on the A unit and the light running on the B unit as well. I'll back those up a little bit here. So yeah, they seem to have very nice slow running speeds, and that's even before doing the Rapido patented slow speed thingy as per their instruction books. So let's take a look at some of the features here as per the book. So this is, if you haven't seen one before, Rapido does some really nice instruction manuals with quite a bit of unique humor inside. Humor that I quite enjoy. I know some people don't, but I definitely enjoy it. I enjoy the lighter side of the hobby. So function 0 here is the headlights. Function 1 being the bell. F2, the horn. F3, drive hold full throttle. We'll skip that for a second until we get the prime mover powered up. 4, dynamic brakes. Probably needs the prime mover on to function. Doppler horn. We'll come back to that. Not getting a Doppler horn for some reason, but maybe that's just me. So F7 dims the headlights there. If you can see that effect, it's dropping off a notch. F8 will start up the prime mover. So a nice startup effect there with the bell ringing. So that was the Doppler horn effect there, F5. I guess the prime mover had to be running for that to work. Very impressed by the slow speed on them. Steam generator exhaust, F13. So I can just detect that there's some additional noise specific to what the steam generator would have sounded like. F9, the cross lights, you can see that they just went on the cab of the FA unit there, both white and green. Short air release, F18. You can turn the number boards on and off with F19. I won't bother trying that. Let's go back to this dynamic brakes. You can hear it once it's in momentum there. You can hear the whine of the dynamic brakes. So very impressive overall. What I didn't show you here, but let me back it up a little more before I do, is they do have some impressive brake squeal sound effects. So very, very nice locomotives. So I'll shut these down here. And we're going to take a look at the rest of the fleet that I have. So first, taking a look at these New York Central units. So I'm matching Alco FA-2 and FB-2. Very nice level of detail. This is the cigar brand. I'm sorry, a cigar band. I'm having trouble talking today for some reason. And you can see the FAR style grills there. A cover on the exhaust stack. Very nice level locomotive, very nice paint. And the FB-2. Again, very nice. Sharing many of the similar features as the FA-2. Different exhaust stack style. And the underbody detail on these is awesome as well, with lots of the steam lines and the piping and such. So we're going to go on to some of the other FA locomotives that I've acquired here. Oops. So bear with me here, because this will also be my test that each and every one of these are running properly. So we'll start here. We got a headlight, so we have communication. And we have movement. So Rapido recommends that you give each one of these a good run around the site. Run around your layout for 2 or so hours, various directions, various speeds to work them in. So I will get to that here, but what I'm checking first is just that everything works. So similar horn noise to what we encountered on the New York Central unit there. So otherwise, the features on this locomotive and such would be approximately the same, but some different railroad specific details So you've got a different style of horn on the hood. You've got a different style of grab irons and such coming up the side and onto the top of the hood. This is Spokane, Portland, and Seattle. I guess I should have said that early on, but beautifully done front plaque there. Different style of grab irons on the front of the locomotive. I'll hold it side by side with the New York Central unit just so that you can see some of these differences that I'm talking about. So quite a few minor details there that are different between the two locomotives. Treatments on the roof, different style of stack there. Not sure exactly what that is. I'm sure somebody out there will want to tell me. And this one here has, instead of the far grill, the chicken wire or mesh grill. And this one also has the rear deflectors, the rear view mirrors. So very nice. Very impressive locomotive. I appreciate some of the detail in the back of it as well. So, on to my next unit, which is a Wabash example. Again, this is another FA-2. You can tell that because of the smaller fuel tank. So let's see if this one's running as it should. Headlight, good start. I've got communication. It's the lower bulb on this, which lights up under that function. And again, it seems to run beautifully at slow speed, and everything seems to be working just right on this unit. So I'll try the cab lights now. Those seem to work. Same style horn as we had on the other two units. Not sure if that's the same for all of them, but I guess I'll find out here shortly enough. So it looks like this one would have the gyro light, or the Mars light, whatever you want to be calling it. So let's try that. That's feature F10. Yeah, and you can see the strobing there. I'll back it up a little ways down the track so that you can appreciate that a little bit better. So back and forward gear. And yeah, you can see the strobing of the upper light there. Very nice feature. So again, we'll creep forward, we'll come to a stop here, and we'll take a look at some of the road-specific details. So again, almost immediately I'm noticing a number of things. I'll move this New York Central locomotive into to frame here to allow a bit of comparison. But again, you've got a few differences in regards to the treatment of the handrails and such. It appears that the Wabash unit doesn't have some of the handrails you saw applied to the New York Central unit or the Spokane, Portland, and Seattle unit. A few roof details are different again. Whatever that exhaust port is for there. I should probably know that, but I don't. Similar horn style, but some other detailed roof features. Very impressive. This one also has the chicken wire mesh grill, similar to the Spokane, Portland, and Seattle unit. You can see there. Just comparing these two side by side. Look very nice. Okay. Now, Rapido released an Alco FB-2 unit. The New Haven didn't have any FPA-2s or FA-2s. They had a number of FA-1s, but they acquired some FB-2 units when they were looking for some additional booster units. But they weren't in the production runs for the Alco FAs anymore. I mean the FA-1s, so they ended up securing FA-2s. So again, a nice smooth runner. I'm a big fan of these Rapido products. The quality of them seems great. Same style horn once again. And a few different roof features once again. If there are any New Haven fans out there, I'm sure they'll be paying close attention to some of the detailed features. But that's one thing I like about the Rapido products so much, are the difference that you see between the units. Okay, taking a look next at this Great Northern duo. So the first run of Rapido FA locomotives included this FPA-2 for the Great Northern. And with the second production run here, they added the FPB-2. And it looks like they absolutely nailed the colors, even though it was two different production runs. So I've run the first unit before. I know that it runs. But so it's more the B unit here that we're testing. Bear with me. What I've done here is I've forgotten that I've assigned road-specific numbers to the A unit, not the B unit. So we'll just appreciate that pair of locomotives together here before I start looking at just the B unit in a little more detail. Get them separated and put the B unit back on the tracks. Taking a look at the Great Northern A unit in a little more detail. You know, the first run of locomotives were just as beautifully detailed as the second run here. And now confirming that this unit fires up and runs properly. Again, first test right out of the box here is beautiful slow speed response. Headlight works. And the sound works. If you test the movement and the sound, it's pretty hard for anything else to go wrong. So I'll keep my review at that. And now on to the Canadian models. So the first run included Alco FPA-2s and FA-2s in both the script scheme and the block scheme. Sorry, that's a block unit that I've got on the tracks here. But behind that, a script locomotive. So I won't bother giving these guys a run. I'm just showing you some of the differences here. The thing that's different about the Canadian models are the additional hardware on the roof here. Some interesting details. So what I'll put on the tracks here next are my new B units. So what we've got here first is the FPB-2 and then the FB-2. So the main difference being that the first unit here has this additional underbody tank. Not sure if that was the relocation of all of the fuel to below the frame or if that's a combination of fuel and water below the frame, but it's because the FPBs-2s were equipped with steam generators. Hence the additional roof details you see here is for the steam generator equipment within the car body. So giving these locomotives the once over. I got headlights on both, so I got communication with both. And a beautiful crawl. And the response and speed appears to be about the same between the two units, which is pretty remarkable. It seems like a lot of the same locomotive models from a manufacturer will all have different speeds and such to them, regardless of the notch, and there's a lot of work needed to calibrate them, but these seem quite well calibrated right out of the box. And the side details that you're seeing on both of these units are the far grills here again. Taking a look in a little more detail, the FPB-2. I'll put that back. And then the FA-2 in the script scheme. So finally, in this release, Rapido brought out FPA and B units in the Action Red scheme for CP. So here is the FPA-2 and the FPB-2. So again, we'll give them a test. And they're both responding. I got headlights on both. I've got class lights on the first unit that if I back up, I'll be able to get back into frame here. So green and white once again. Let's see what we've got for a horn on these. I swear it sounds a little different. Maybe it's just my imagination. But very nice units. Again, wonderful detail. Especially all the differences on the roof there. So I'll get those off the track. And then a look at my final units. Again, in the Action Red scheme, this is an FA-2 and an FB-2. So the same locomotives, but without the steam generator equipment, more specifically for use as freight locomotives only. So we'll give these guys a test. Headlights. We've got headlights on both units, so they're both communicating. Let them creep forward, and very nice. Kudos to Rapido for another run of a brilliantly built, very detailed locomotive. I can find no glitches or issues whatsoever. Class lights work. Horn. Sound great. And finally, just to make this journey through my collection here complete, from the first run, I have a Canadian National FA-2. We'll take a look at this unit. Headlight on, so I got functionality there. Different horn on the Canadian National unit. Here's a sign of a really good video. I don't have any movement, which means I probably haven't deleted a consist or something like that. So, 94.54. Let's try now. I know this locomotive runs as I ran it just recently, but of course you go to show something in a video, that's when you're going to have your issue. $94.54. Let's try that again. And there we go. It wasn't a consist. For some reason, it didn't appropriately delete the first time around. So there, now that I've made this video a lot longer than I should have to, and that you've seen my entire collection of FPAs and FAs and FBs and FPBs, I'll leave it at that. Actually, I won't leave it at that. What I wanted to also show you, just because I find it really interesting to compare to previous runs of locomotives, is here are the original lifelike FA and FA-2s. So when these originally came out, I remember thinking, wowzer, look at all the detail on that. Look at all the handrails and detailed bits and parts. But you compare it to these new locomotives by Rapido, and it is astounding the difference between them. Rapido has really taken it up a notch. And you can see the difference in the contouring of the nose there as well. Just to put them side by side and allow for a little more direct comparison. So Rapido went ahead and 3D scanned the front end of an Alco FA locomotive, and that's how they got exact contours. And the FAs by I think those were Proto 2000 units. They weren't too bad in comparison, but definitely far removed from these newer generation locomotives. So I will leave it at that. Thank you for watching and have a good day.